There's a type of man who doesn't chase attention, yet somehow he gets it effortlessly. He walks into a room, says almost nothing, and people turn to look. Not because he's loud, but because his silence speaks louder than words. This isn't the alpha, the loud leader of the pack. This is the Sigma male, the lone wolf, the one who plays by his own rules. And whether they admit it or not, women notice him. After watching this video, you will understand what are the 10 things women instantly notice about Sigma males, and why those traits trigger a deep, almost instinctive fascination. 1. The silence that speaks. The first thing women notice about Sigma males is how quiet they are. But it's not the awkward, shy kind of quiet. It's the quiet of a man who's comfortable with himself. When a Sigma listens instead of talking, women feel something rare. Curiosity. They wonder what he's thinking. Why isn't he trying to impress anyone? Why does he seem so calm, even in chaos? That mysterious composure creates magnetic tension. It's not about arrogance, it's about presence. And the Sigma male's silence makes every word he finally says twice as powerful. It shows he's selective with his energy, that his words have weight. And in a world full of noise, that kind of restraint becomes a quiet form of dominance. 2. Confidence without showing off. You'll never see a Sigma bragging about his success. He doesn't need validation from anyone. Women quickly pick up on that energy, the subtle confidence that comes from not needing to prove anything. He knows who he is, what he wants, and doesn't chase approval. That's intoxicating, especially in a world where many try too hard to be noticed. When a man doesn't care about being the loudest in the room, people naturally lean in to hear what he has to say. It's the kind of confidence that can't be faked, because it's rooted in experience, not ego. 3. His purpose drives him. The Sigma male's life revolves around something deeper. Purpose. He's not floating through life waiting for validation. He's chasing something personal, meaningful. Maybe it's his craft, his business, his self-mastery. Whatever it is, it fuels him. And women notice that burning focus instantly. It's not obsession, it's direction. And direction is one of the most attractive qualities a man can have. Because when a man has purpose, he becomes unpredictable. He doesn't orbit around anyone, not even the woman he likes. He invites her into his world, but never loses himself inside hers. 4. Mystery, not games. Mystery is often misunderstood. It's not about playing hard to get. It's about being hard to read. The Sigma doesn't reveal everything about himself at once. He lets people discover layers over time. His silence, his subtle smiles, his unpredictable decisions. They all keep others guessing. Women love discovery. They crave emotional depth. And with a Sigma, every conversation feels like uncovering a hidden chapter in a story they can't put down. He gives just enough to intrigue, but never enough to be predictable. 5. He doesn't follow the crowd. When everyone's posting, flexing, and performing, the Sigma steps back. He doesn't need social approval or group validation. That level of independence stands out like fire in a snowstorm. Women notice that he makes decisions based on logic, not trends. He doesn't ask, "What will people think?" He asks, "Does this make sense for me?" And that's powerful, because true freedom, mental, emotional, and social, is magnetic. He's not anti-social, he's self-defined. That difference makes his presence feel authentic, grounded, and unshakable, the kind of stability people can sense before he even speaks. 6. Eye contact that feels like a challenge. Eye contact is everything. Most men either avoid it or overdo it. The Sigma, however, uses it like a scalpel, precise and intentional. When he looks at you, it's calm, steady, and without neediness. It's not flirtation, it's awareness. That calm stare tells a woman, I see you, but I don't need you. And that paradox, being seen yet not pursued, ignites deep curiosity. It's an emotional challenge few can ignore. He holds eye contact not to dominate, but to connect with truth. And that authenticity cuts deeper than any smooth line or rehearsed charm ever could. 7. Emotional control. While most people are ruled by emotion, the Sigma observes his emotions. He can feel deeply, but he never lets feelings dictate his actions. In conflict, he stays composed. In stress, he becomes even more focused. That calm energy, that emotional discipline, radiates safety and strength. Women subconsciously sense it. A man who can hold his ground without exploding or collapsing. And that's rare. In a world full of emotional chaos, control is sexy. His composure under pressure proves his inner power. It tells the world, I don't need to control others because I control myself. And that's a form of mastery that commands respect. 8. Intelligence that doesn't show off. The Sigma's intelligence doesn't come wrapped in ego. He's not trying to sound smart. He simply is. He listens more than he speaks. And when he finally talks, people realize, this guy thinks differently. He connects ideas, sees patterns, and forms opinions based on his own logic, not trends. That quiet intellect draws women in, because intelligence, when mixed with humility, is irresistible. He's a thinker who values depth over debate, and when he speaks, his words don't just impress, they linger. 9. His energy is grounded. Every man has an energy. Some are restless, others desperate. But the Sigma's energy, it's grounded. He doesn't rush. He moves with intention. When he speaks, it's deliberate. When he walks, it's confident, yet calm. This grounded energy signals self-mastery, and women notice it immediately. It makes them feel like they can relax, like they're in the presence of someone who doesn't need to prove himself. It's the energy of a man who leads himself first, and that's the kind of man others naturally follow. His stability becomes a quiet refuge in a chaotic world. And that balance, strength without aggression, peace without passivity, is what makes his energy unforgettable. 10. He's alone, but never lonely. Perhaps the most defining trait of the Sigma male, and the one women notice the most, is his comfort with solitude. He doesn't fear being alone. He thrives in it. Because solitude isn't isolation for him, it's fuel. It's where he recharges, where he builds, where he becomes sharper. And that self-reliance creates a quiet magnetism. Women might not understand it at first, but they feel it. They sense that he doesn't need anyone to complete him, and paradoxically, that makes them want to be part of his world even more. He's not running from connection. He simply values his independence too much to lose it. And that makes his attention, when he finally gives it, feel rare, valuable, and real. Conclusion. So gentlemen, here's the truth. The Sigma male doesn't chase validation, status, or popularity. He's not the loudest, richest, or most famous. He's the most centered. And in a society built on noise, a man who lives in silence, confidence, and purpose becomes unforgettable. Women notice him, not because he tries to stand out, but because he stands alone. If this spoke to you, remember, being Sigma isn't about pretending to be mysterious. It's about mastering yourself so completely that the world has no choice but to notice.